Just like that.
The Lakers advance to the second round. Let's go!
Man, Rui and LeBron had a great game tonight. Rui went bazooka tonight, going 5 for 7 from the 3-point line, and LeBron just an amazing game. He was distributing well, he was attacking the basket at will. Shout out to him for closing this game out. Just a very, very good vintage LeBron game. Luke Kennard hit an early 3 today, but he wasn't able to still put up a lot of 3 points or shots today. And maybe he doesn't need to, because Rui made up for it for his shooting today. He was very good today. Even defensively, Rui was all over the place today. And Luke Shepard, although he shot very bad today, he had open looks throughout the first quarter to second quarter. He just wasn't able to sink them. Even in the third or fourth quarter, he has some looks, but most of his shots are short. Maybe he was getting tired as a sophomore in this league. Maybe the playoffs is getting to him. And Austin, still getting into his rhythm. He still doesn't have a shot, but he was very good going to the basket today. LeBron scoring inside, distributing, and even Jake LaRabia hitting shots, and still had a few bad decisions in the first quarters, but still he made some shots and was able to contribute. And one possession where we got 4 offensive rebounds that led to a wide open LeBron 3 that he just missed. But I'm so proud that we played today with heart, and we were just overwhelming the Rockets even in boards. DeAndre Ayton has 16 boards today, even though he had 7 points. He had monstrous 16 boards. He was amazing in offensive rebounds, disrupting the Rockets' offense inside. He was a very good presence in the paint today. On the next play, after we got that many offensive rebounds, Jackson Hayes also has his fingerprints in this game. We forced them into a 24-second violation by Jackson Hayes blocking that Dorian Finney-Smith's DFS shot, and the Lakers were ready for the Rockets' physical play, and it showed even in the hustle plays, in boards, everything. We have more energy than the Rockets going into this game 6. So I think that's the very edge we have against them today. It didn't help that they didn't make any shot today, but we made a very strong point even in the start of the game that we are ready to close this out, and we set a tempo. We were being physical. The refs are allowing a lot of physicality, and they settled it in the first half, in the first quarter. But yeah, we played through that. We played through everything. We were just more ready today. We were more hungry, and JJ made us more ready for this game, for us to close this out and advance to the second round. So shout out to all our players, and especially JJ Redick. He didn't have Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic going into this series, and all odds are against us, but he still made it work. He outcoached Ime Udoka in this series. That is not an understatement. I don't know if the Rockets will still able to continue with their coach Ime Udoka, although he's very good coach. He took the Celtics to their NBA Finals, but I think the Rockets need more than just coaching shape up. I think more than Ime Udoka, they still have a lot to fix on the roster. Again, they have no KD almost all games in the series, and Fred VanVleet was out, and it didn't help also that Steven Adams also got injured. And the very essence of their paint touches, offensive rebounds. He was very important in their system, and he got injured, and I think he is retiring for the next season. So the Rockets have a lot to fix if they want to continue competing with the core of Amen Thompson and Alperen Sengun. Even though they have a very good core, they still have a lot to fix in their roster. So yeah, shout out JJ Redick. He simply outcoached Ime Udoka this series. He was able to provide the Lakers and LeBron James the plays that are fit to them. Luke Kennard was able to play to his strengths during that game 1 and game 2, and we were just better defensively, scheming against Sengun and KD in that game 2. We just have more options according to the abilities of our players that are more suited to them. JJ played it all to their strengths and to the Rockets' weaknesses, and he was able to lead this squad to go 3-0 against the Rockets and close it out on Game 6. But I coach JJ. What a series, man. What a series. I was hoping we close it out in Game 5, but there was a lot of bumps on the road, and I'm just happy that we were able to close this out in Game 6 in a very, very dominant fashion. And it feels like we are ready for OKC right now, even though Luka is still improbable against that series. And I think we need everything from LeBron to AR to everyone against this OKC team. We know OKC is the number 1 team in the NBA right now. So and they beating us is an understatement, because for 4 games I think they kick our asses. So in the regular season, so I hope JJ was able to make the necessary adjustment in these playoffs, and I hope we can scheme up against SGA to just slow him down. And let's hope, and I'm hoping that AR is able to gain his rhythm, gain his shooting again, because we need AR to be a superstar, to be a superstar that he is. We need him. And yeah, and the Rockets didn't do any adjustment even in the start of the third quarter. The very first play, LeBron was backing down Eason. Yeah, single coverage, and throughout the second half, there's a lot of LeBron games just single coverage, and he was able to get a good shot from that. There was no help whatsoever from the Rockets. They didn't adjust, even though they're down for a lot of the game, but they didn't make any adjustments. Ime Udoka didn't even just double team LeBron on that post. He just put Tari Eason on him. He made some changes, putting Jabari on LeBron, but that's also just single coverage, and there's still no help, and LeBron was still able to take advantage of that. And because the Rockets are very wary of the Lakers shooting, Ayton had some space inside. 16 rebounds and 7 points. That's just some Clint Capella shit right there, right? And AR Isoball is still elite. Even him just coming back from injury, he's still unstoppable. If he can have his legs and that jump shot back against OKC, we have a shot against them. I'm not saying it will be enough, but we'll have a shot for the very least. And they started full court pressing late in the third, but I thought they should have started that way earlier, because their offense doesn't generate a lot of shots. So maybe in transitions they were able to, but the Lakers, since the Lakers for the last 2 games are not taking care of the ball very much, they forced a turnover on Reeves during that time. Late in the third, but it just led to an offensive foul on Sengun. But if they started pressing early, they might have been able to force a lot of turnovers, since the Lakers are a bit tired and they don't have a lot of ball handlers since AR still coming back from injury. And yeah, they made it to a 16-point game at the end of the third, but Rui was just more than enough for us to sustain our huge lead, and them just disrespecting LeBron by having single coverage on him all over again, and it was ineffective the whole game. And when you're down 17 and you're not making adjustments, come on, man. But yeah, overall, it was a very great game for us. Thiero missed both free throws during those garbage times. He was able to have a putback dunk that was emphatic for him. And Bronny James, yeah, distributing in that garbage time. I'm glad to see those rookies for us having playoffs time, even though it was all just garbage time. I hope Bronny is able to contribute to the next to our next matchup too against OKC, because we still need him defensively, and maybe he could put on some shots during that series, but we don't know. Also, yeah, I think we still have a chance against OKC if DeAndre Ayton continues his dominant presence in the paint, like he did against the Rockets in that Game 6. And if we're able to shot the ball well from 3 or from mid-range, I think it will give a lot of space for LeBron and AR to attack and penetrate and put pressure on the basket or on the OKC basket, since they put emphasis defending the paint. So it will help a lot if our shooters are able to knock down some shots during that series. And of course, Rui, Smart, and Kennard, those three shooting, if they able to knock down their shots, they are very important for our series against OKC. And if we're able to have some production from Jake LaRabia and Vando or Jackson Hayes, it will be just an addition if everyone can contribute. But yeah, we need AR and LeBron to be the superstar that they are, even though this might be a lot too much to ask for LeBron James, who is now 41 years old, and another playoff series against the best team in the NBA right now. So, but yeah, I believe in our team that we're able to still to come up against OKC, even though yeah, the odds are very much against us. But it's the same with the Rockets, so why not? Why not dream?
We want OKC.
Right? And I hope if we're able to extend this series, I hope we're able to see Luka Doncic, or just a bit of hint if he's able to come back. But even if he doesn't, I know that the Lakers, our players will do their very best for us to compete against OKC. If they're able to outlast against this OKC team, I think we have a very good chance of reaching the finals and getting that 18th ring. So yeah, I hope this is not the end of LeBron's 19th playoff career, and I hope we can still extend this for as long as we can, and let's reach that finals, let's reach that ring, whoever is in front of us right now. And what do you think what are your predictions against OKC, the Lakers against OKC? And what do you think about other playoff series that are going today? Minnesota against San Antonio. Even though Minnesota was able to close it out against the Nuggets from the previous series, I think if Ant is able to come back on the series and Ayo Dosunmu is able to come back, I think they have a chance against San Antonio. But without them, I don't think they can win against the San Antonio Spurs, especially if Wemby is healthy and everyone is healthy on them. I think this is a very tough match up for the Wolves, since the strengths they have against the Nuggets, which is their front court, can be negated by Wemby alone. So Wemby and Luke Cornet, I'm sorry. So I don't think if they don't have Anthony Edwards, that they can win against San Antonio Spurs. And the Pistons and the Cavs just won their Game 7. I think it will be a tough match up to for both of them. But I'm still rooting for the Cavs, even though they had a very hard time against the Raptors. But the Raptors was very shocking in some of those games. And for the series or the Knicks and the Sixers, man, I'm rooting for the Sixers, man. I want them to win against Boston, and now they won against Boston. I like to see more of Jojo in these playoffs, and I hope he still be able to be healthy throughout this whole playoff series against New York, and if they're able to come up against New York. But the Knicks are tough, man. I think it will go to 7 games again, but that's it. Yeah. That's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it. That's all. Kyle Balismo.